What's going on, world? It's your boy Jamie the Motivator, entrepreneur, fitness guru extraordinaire. We're here with another episode of Too Crowded Podcast. Today I'm here with another amazing guest. Today is Cream. She's a pole dancer, sensual, exotic coach, and I'm gonna let her explain it to you. It's gonna get hot and spicy. So tune in for another one. Make sure you take your notes, share it, and like it as always. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you so much for having me, Jamie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To the people who don't know you, who you are, and what's your entrepreneur journey?
Absolutely. So I'm Cream. I am the founder of Crown Confident. It is a series of sensual dance classes geared towards building women's confidence. Really, I just like to make you feel good. You'll build a strength, learn the dance moves over time, but if you keep coming back, that dedication, you will feel good every time you leave. And then, that really just transcends into other parts of your life. When you feel good in one area, you start to feel good in other areas. And then next thing you know, your whole life is flourishing. So really my brand is just built on that foundation. And then I grow as my students grow.
Absolutely.
And I know you know that.
Absolutely. So the first question I got is, how did you get into this space?
So, 8 years ago.
8 years, okay.
8 years ago, one of my girlfriends wanted to do something grown and sexy for her birthday. She said, "Hey girls, let's do a pole party." So I was like, I ain't never been to no pole class. What we gonna be doing? But that shit was so fun. It was so fun. I went back for a class the next day, and then I signed up for a membership that day and did not stop.
Fell in love with it.
Fell in love with it. And it's a great workout. The dynamic between everyone in the community is just the most uplifting community I have ever been in. And, that's really difficult, especially with primarily women. It can be a very, claws out kind of situation, but it's not. It really is not. And, with all the popularity that it's gotten, that pole has gotten lately, it's just fun as fuck.
Yeah, I've noticed that, the trend with the pole dancing is it's like exotic dancing in the sense of just being comfortable in so many different spaces. So I've seen, I think the standard at one time where only exotic dancers did it.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing just everyday individuals are doing it. And, they're becoming more and more confident with it. So in your space, how have you been able to, educate people that they can go from being the housewife, soccer mom, but then also express themselves through pole dancing?
Absolutely. I mean, that's spot on, that it's not just, club dancers anymore. One, pole dance is a sport. It is very strenuous on your body. You have to treat yourself like an athlete. You are an athlete. So it brought a lot of fitness folks into our arena. And then for everyday people, I tell my students all the time when I see them kind of beating themselves up, I didn't get this move, or mine doesn't look like yours, or they looking around the room man, how long has she been doing it? Because I don't look like that. I'm like, don't worry.
Right.
You are doing 100% better than anyone at home on the couch. I promise you. So it really just opens that space to just have something to keep trying at, to keep doing. And something, again, where you feel good in the space, you want to keep coming back. So we have housewives, moms, doctors, lawyers, exotic dancers. We have all kind of people, and I think that really makes our network, our community, just so diverse and so unique.
So in this space, I'm sure, have you been judged going into certain arenas or for people that look at this as being taboo?
Absolutely. My own parents judged me.
Right.
It took me probably 7.5 years to tell my dad I do this. I mean, the first time he came into my apartment and seen a pole in my living room, he was like, "Oh," he started pointing out everything. He's like, "Is that a fire alarm up there? Oh, is this a electric stove?" So absolutely. But the thing, it's a lot of liberation in doing your own thing, no matter what. If it's something that you like, if it's something that, aligns with your goals, pop your shit, no matter what. My mom has never come to see me perform. ever, like, we kind of don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But I know that she supports me in other ways. Like, she always wants me to be successful, you know. And then, like, my sister is my DJ. She is my set designer. She is my costume consultant.
That's
so
love.
it's things on both sides, and it's just like with everything, you got to expose folks to stuff.
Absolutely. So I hear so many people say that it helps women, you know, mentally really, you know, come out of their shell. Now, I get it because, you know, once you take the mask off yourself, you can able to be, you know, free. But how does the pole really connect with the mental for women to really, you know, go to the next level outside their comfort zone?
So, like, physically, let's start there.
Okay.
When you get like a certain level, all the clothing is really just not optional. It is the only way for you to stick on the pole is to have your skin on the pole. And so it's interesting when I see like my beginner students, when they start to grow, the pants, all the leggings got to come off. You start to climb up that pole, you need your skin out. And then, you know, you'll learn things where you need your arms out.
Right.
So we're taking those t-shirts off. You know, maybe you can tie it up and like roll your sleeves up, but then you're gonna need your side out because another move is you're gonna be bent on the pole, holding on with your back. You know, so you see them start to break through just with that alone, and then seeing their ability increase, or like I can always see it in their movement when maybe they didn't nail my choreography exactly, but they did not stop. They kept going, and you made up something until you got to the next part that you did know.
That's good.
So I think that constantly having something to work on really builds your confidence, and then everyone is applauding you. Everyone is cheering for you. We all want you to succeed, but then also just like the real thing of you got to take these clothes off.
Right.
And my classes be lit. Like, when my girls start to say something like, oh, I can't do this, or I don't know how to do blah, 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 I will stop class, cut the sexy red lights on, play a sexy song, and you're going to have to strip tease out of an item of clothing.
Right.
And when you standing there naked, you know, you're going to stop talking bad about yourself.
No, that's owning who you are.
Yeah.
So it sounds like what you're doing is allowing women to physically learn how to strip those clothes off because it makes them more free, but also at the same time, they're pulling those mental layers off of themselves.
Yes.
So with you being able to tap into the mind like that, how has this been able to propel you into entrepreneurship? Like, and also like your students and mentoring them and coaching them?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like, sometimes I'm amazed at myself at doing things that I didn't think I could do. And it's those layers that keep working at it. Like, my Instagram account, I remember when I had 1,500 followers.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm a really focus on growing my account, on marketing and branding myself, you know. And then, you know, I grew and grew and grew, started, you know, doing partnerships, and, you know, I got more and more followers, and then started having, you know, sponsored stuff, you know, that growth. Or like, a couple years ago, I said I wanted to start Crown Confident. I want to have my own curriculum, my own classes. This is, no one else can touch this. This is me.
Right.
And then by the summertime, when I was doing that in 3 different studios, I was like, I can do this. Or like, I'll set a goal. I say I want X amount of privates per month. And anytime I say it out loud, the universe responds. And I'll hit that goal, and sometimes it's just like amazing. So I'll be focusing.
Yeah, and it allows you to tap into other things.
Yeah.
So how is this space, how does this work out for dating? Like being this coach, and, you know, and I'm sure it takes a confident guy to be able to, you know, trust you in this space. So how has this been affecting dating life?
I mean, it's tricky for sure. Because sometimes if you lead with this, then that's gonna make guys think that that's all you about.
Right.
So I try and approach it at showing how dynamic of a woman I am, showing all these different parts of myself. that I am a businesswoman, or, I still have a day job. I wear turtlenecks and pearls in my day job.
Right. That's real.
Right. I'm really big about my family. So I think just showing that that's not all of you has helped me be more successful, because baby, them early years, it was tough.
Yeah, because you get put into a box, and then now everybody,
Absolutely.
you just become a sex object.
Absolutely.
And then it's one of those things where, now you got to fight what that looks like.
Yeah, and as a curvy woman, you get fetishized anyway, and so being a curvy pole dancer, they're like, oh, she a freak, or oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, they think this is a museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want a ticket. No. So with you being on this journey, what's been some of your greatest successes and your greatest failures that you feel like that has shaped you?
So some of my greatest successes, like this past May, I performed at the International Pole Convention. That's something that I've been to this convention, and I've seen the people that I've looked up to in the industry performing on these stages, and so to be selected to do that and to represent and open one of the showcases was incredible. I mean, that's so many people that you can reach and that you can touch. I served them hot girl cream.
Right.
Okay, it was lit. So that was definitely a high point for me, and that was recently, but also, becoming a teacher. I remember when I was an apprentice teaching for free. Or I remember when I was shadowing, just trying to get free classes. And so becoming a teacher and then having my own classes.
Yeah, and then becoming a brand.
Yeah. And then just performing more. I used to have really, really bad performance anxiety. I still got performance anxiety, no lie, but it's really just because I care so much.
But nobody else can tell.
Right. But I mean, I spent the last 2 years just performing on go. So that's been great. Failures. Whew. Jesus. Well, we've broken bones.
Really?
we've had some injuries along the way. Like right before I started teaching, I injured my shoulder pretty intensely. And I remember feeling like, damn, I just got, a slot for my class. I just got here. Like, what am I going to do? And then just the other half of my brain said, okay, so you can't use your right arm, your dominant arm right now. We're essentially in a sling, but you still have a whole left arm. Okay, and this is, your dance teachers are always going to say, train both sides of your body. I'm sure you tell folks, don't just work on your strong side or whatever. You need to
develop your weak side.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that was a moment where, that came out, and it was like, okay, well, we're going to do everything opposite direction. We're going to hide and camouflage those weaknesses and make them something beautiful.
Love it.
Yeah.
So we're sitting here, and it's a young lady who's 15 years old. She's looking at this video. What do you say to your 15, 16-year-old self?
Keep going. It gets so much better. Keep going, and just do not apologize for being you. Don't change you. Keep growing. You are perfect as you are, and just the more you own yourself, the further you will be. You'll be light years ahead of other people. So
for myself, I know I've been on the journey of entrepreneurship going on 14 years. I feel like almost half my life.
Wow.
I know sometimes, I'm always motivated. I have to live up to a certain standard, but sometimes I deal with my own life and trials and ups, and that sometimes affects my mental. And I have to find ways to cope. What do you do for your mental space? What do you do to keep yourself mental when you have to be the coach, you have to be the motivator, you have to be the person that everybody gets their energy and their strength from?
Yeah.
What do you do?
It's tough. I mean, and I've definitely been there, and I know it's really not easy to be the leader and to, be going through stuff yourself. I mean, I pull from my closest network. I pull from my friends, from my family. That's where I get a lot of my strength from. Like, I mean, I'm currently expecting my first child.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
When you find out what you have?
I find out in January what
Okay.
I'm having. So, and it's been really difficult to teach class, and we're spinning around and upside down, and I'm feeling like I'm about to throw up.
Yeah.
Like, but you still have to be the leader and still be professional. So, I don't know. I'll just talk with my friends, spend time with my friends, recharge. Also, do things to take care of yourself. If you need to sit down a minute, sit down. If you need to listen to a podcast,
Yeah.
a motivating podcast, do that. If you need to take a long hot shower and do a clay mask, do that. Those things that feel good to you, lean in. This is the time to lean in and help yourself heal in any kind of way. So
That's big.
Yeah.
So with that, I always like to end every interview with an affirmation quote, what it means to me, and then you give what it means to you. You drop one,
okay.
and then explain what it means to you. So for me, I have that how you do anything is how you do everything.
Okay.
And with that is, it comes from the standpoint of a lot of people focus on the big things, and they feel like, okay, it's something big. Let me show out. Let me show up early. It's equivalent to somebody giving you money. You will do something, because it's the money involved. But I have a philosophy that when you do things on the small level, the things that people don't see, the things that don't deem high value, that's what actually creates that mindset and creates that greatness for you to experience greatness at a high level.
Absolutely.
Because you do the same thing with the big things as you do with the small things.
Absolutely.
What's the affirmation quote for you, and what does it mean?
So I ask my students this a lot, and I say this to myself a lot. When in doubt, ask yourself, what would a bad bitch do? And do that. So to me, it's just like whatever your mood is, whatever you're going through, whatever goal you have, whatever you're trying to achieve, if you were in your most ideal situation, if you were bad bitch just on top of the world, how would you go for that goal?
Right.
I would go aggressively. I would go full throttle, 100%. Do that. If you're not sure how to do something, how to get to the next phase, the next level, whatever the next thing is, what would a bad bitch do? Not stop. So just really being your best self at all times.
Love it.
Yeah.
So don't leave the women, don't leave the guys out. So
Okay.
I know you're talking to the women. What would you say to the guys who, may have, confidence issues, and they want to be able to, really tap into their confidence?
Well, first of all, I'll teach guys too. Look, you gonna get these body rolls, but I'll teach a guy too. So,
No, that's real.
Yeah, we don't discriminate. I don't just teach curvy women either. I teach everybody. For our guys, I would say we know that men have so much to deal with. Like, the world be on y'all shoulders, and the stigma of like men can't cry, real men don't have emotions and stuff like that.
That's real.
There's space for men to feel good too. You're supposed to feel good too. You're supposed to be built too. So the same way that I lean into my support system, lean in, say these things out loud. Talk to your homeboys or your homegirl, whoever is closest to you. Say these things out loud. If you're going through something, you don't have to suffer silently. Do something that you love. If that's taking a pole class with Cream, come on. If that's going to axe throwing, because that seems more masculine, or whatever it is, do that.
Tap into it.
Yeah, tap into it.
Yeah.
If that's taking a fitness class with Jamie the Motivator, do that. So don't be alone. You're not an island.
Love it. So how can they find you, and what do you want to announce of what you have going on in the near future they can tap into?
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram at The Cream Show. Coming up, I won't be performing, but you can catch me hosting the Secret Garden Winter Showcase. We have a ton of student performers. I've been coaching them on performance. So it's going to be a really good show. We have a lot of first timers. We have a lot of seasoned folks. And it's just going to be a sexy night. We're giving Santa all the treats.
Gotcha.
And yeah, we have vendors, food, drinks, good times. Send your girlfriends, all that.
Good date night.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
with the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch the show, but don't watch too hard if you with your girl,
All right.
I don't want to get nobody in trouble. I tell my folks, don't put your man on the front row. Do not put your man on the front row. If you love him, put him on the second row because front row is a splash zone.
Because he's going to get tilted.
Okay. We going to roll up. He might get sat on, just saying. So.
Hey, they be warned.
Okay.
They
yes,
been warned.
You have been warned. But yeah, catch me at the show. And then in 2021, just we'll do my thing,
Love it.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, thank you again for coming on, educating the guests. I'm sure some people was motivated today, inspired to live their best life, to go into other areas. So as always, thanks for tuning in. It's your boy Jamie the Motivator. Make sure you comment, like this video, share it with somebody who needs to be motivated, who needs to be inspired. Go ahead and start that business. Tomorrow isn't promised.
Absolutely.
Yesterday doesn't matter. Today is all we have. So as always, I meet you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. Peace.
Bye, y'all.